This episode is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about the Anchor app, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. For starters, it's completely free of charge. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more major podcasting services automatically. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one single place. So go ahead, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you and enjoy the episode. Hello.
Hello, Danny.
Welcome to the third episode of Gunner and the Devil.
Yes, it is episode 3. Unfortunately, we have missed an episode or 2 along the way due to family problems. But we are back again with episode 3. Just a quick context before we get started, because I know as soon as we hit the recording, it starts recording, so I don't know waffle on. We'll be covering Manchester United versus West Brom match review. Leeds versus Arsenal match review.
Just happened.
Yeah, we just finished, so we're gonna get Daniel.
Yeah, my reaction is raw.
Raw reaction. We're going to be covering the Pep's contract extension, which is kind of interesting. I want to discuss with you. And also the look ahead to the Liverpool's game and the injury, situation.
Crisis. Yeah.
Yes, the game is actually kicking off as we are recording this podcast. It is kicking off in about 40 minutes or so, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
40 minutes.
Yeah. So before we get started, Danny, do you want to sort of let us know about the podcast itself, where you're posting it, all the juicy bits?
So obviously, usually we would do this as a weekly thing, but obviously the last 2 weeks we've obviously had some issues, but that's fine. Typically we'll upload on a Friday night, isn't it? But this week we're doing on the Sunday, that's fine. I'm going to upload it to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, the usual places, and you're going to upload it to your YouTube channel, Draco Evolve.
Yep. This playlist in Spotify, Apple, and Google, I believe, is called.
If you just search Gunner and the Devil, or if you search either of our names, Daniel Ahmed or Robin Hussein, it'll just come up.
Awesome, and I'll link it in either the description or the pinned comments section below. Also, do hit us up on Twitter as well. My one is at Draco Evolve, and Danny.
Mine is Mr. DNA 007.
Cool, awesome. So let's jump in. We're gonna try to at least extend to an hour. So you got an hour worth of us two sexy voices.
Yeah,
you listen to on the way to work, in the toilet.
We'll try listen to.
But we're going to start off with the raw reaction, actually. This is actually the game just finished against Arsenal, Leeds versus Arsenal. Talk to me about the game. What's your review on it?
Okay, there's so much to talk about on that game. There's just an awful lot happened in the game, basically. And basically, Arteta changed the system. He brought back Nicolas Pepe into the starting lineup, so I was happy about that. Obviously, if you listen to the previous episode, you know how much I wanted him to start. So he started the game. And unfortunately, Willian started again, which I don't get, because if you don't already know, he did do something wrong in the international break.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah, he actually breached the rules. Yeah, and what Arteta does, he rewards him with the start, which I don't understand. But he did change the system. He changed from I think it was a 3-4-3 before. He changed it to a 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
So Aubameyang went down the middle, and I was expecting us to create better, but not much really changed. We brought Joe Willock in, one of our young players that I previously
I like Willock. He's a good young player. Yeah. He's got talent.
Yeah, I did talk about him in a previous episode. He was performing well in the Europa League. He came in, he did an okay job, but then the rest of the players are just really poor. I think the only upside is that Bernd Leno had a fantastic game, was man of the match, and he was probably the reason we didn't lose the game.
Yes, I did watch about up until the 60th minute, and a couple of the saves he's made. He's actually kept Arsenal in the game.
He kept us in the game, and Leeds actually hit the post a couple of times. And I was just saying to my dad before, like, if they could actually shoot, it's a different scenario. Like, they created so much, and there was schooling our midfield. You could tell the absence of Thomas Partey and Mo Elneny. You could tell they weren't there. And obviously, Elneny's got COVID, and Partey's unfortunately got a thigh injury. Hopefully, he'll be back soon.
Right.
But Xhaka and Ceballos just They just got schooled by Leeds' midfield. So I'm not really happy today. I'm very frustrated.
What are your thoughts? I know there was obviously the game wasn't kind of, although looking at it as a neutral, and for those who haven't watched the game, you'll look at it and think 0-0 is a boring game. The game wasn't actually boring.
Yeah, for a 0-0 is very, very eventful. But I think if you look at the stats, it's like something like 25 shots for Leeds, which is atrocious.
Oh wow, I haven't actually looked at this.
Yeah, I looked at it after. It's like, are we Arsenal? Are we Stoke?
Yes,
City?
I'm actually looking at it right now, and I can tell you the raw
Have a look. It's embarrassing. Don't embarrass me.
60% Leeds possession, 25 shots on Leeds.
Oh my word! It's something like that, like 600 passes to our 300, 60 something % possession to our 30s.
Yeah,
I think 67-33, and then they had like 25 shots to our, like it was something single figures in it.
Yeah,
it was like,
you guys shots. You guys had 9 shots.
9 shots, and how many on target? About 1 or 2. 2 on target.
It just shows that Leeds did attack. I mean, I was watching it, and they did attack.
They came out the blocks, like they weren't afraid to attack us. And I said that before, like I knew they was going to come out the blocks running because they know what kind of form we're in.
Yes.
And we know we can be vulnerable if they overwhelm
us. I mean, we kind of expected Arsenal to have a bit of a bounce back because the way that
we did, Villa, and the changing of the system and bringing some other players.
It's always tough to come back from international break and to face someone like Leeds who are not pushover.
And I don't want to remember, but that 3-0 defeat before the international break, obviously, I don't talk too much about it because obviously we didn't have.
Unfortunately, we missed that episode of podcast.
Fortunately for me, I didn't have an episode that particular week because I absolutely.
Strangely enough, yes.
I'm still frustrated today though, but I mean,
also.
We deserve to lose the game.
One of the biggest events that happened in the game was the sending off of Pepe. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh yeah,
it was a stupid sending off, like
it was
headbutt,
just stupidity. Right? It was reminiscent of Zidane on Materazzi. It was exactly like that. Like I can't believe he actually went and did that. Like it's really immature of him. And you consider it's his first game, like back in the Premier League, like it's his first start in
a long time. Yeah,
he's been given his chance, and now guess what? He's picked up a 3-match.
He's gonna be a miss. Whether you start him or not, with the amount of games that's happening every 3 days, like Europa League, Premier League, and the FA Cup, and everything's coming in over the next couple of weeks. You need all the players to be, to be there. And now,
exactly. And he's one of our best forwards, like for our options. 72 million pounds.
He's a threat.
Yeah, he's a
100%.
Threat, exactly.
He's a threat. And it's the same happened with United, where Martial picked up a 3-match
you guys
ban at Newcastle. And it just shows with the games that's coming thick and fast, we did miss him. We looked tired, exactly. And I think Arsenal, Pepe did a silly, stupid thing. Stupid thing.
Yeah, it was violent conduct, and actually had to look at VAR as well. So initially, they didn't even see it.
Yeah, I mean, there was no argument against. Being
I mean, that's another discussion, isn't it? VAR. I mean, especially what happened with you guys yesterday.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I can give you some quotes that's coming out live as we are recording the podcast.
Oh yeah, sure.
Bielsa come out and said to the BBC, he's saying that we are frustrated as we could have won the game. We tried to create danger in different ways, through the wings, long distance, and in smaller sense. Through balls, through the middle. In these 3 ways, we were able to create danger, but not be able to convert it. And that's him coming out and saying he's frustrated that he should have got 3 points.
See, this is Marcelo flipping Bielsa saying that. Not our manager, Leeds' manager, and that tells you everything, really.
And Arteta hasn't come out yet at all. I'm looking at the reports.
I mean, I don't know what he's got to say for himself. I mean, that was a dreadful performance. I mean, we were just backs to the walls, like. There's been a nickname given for some Arsenal fans that he's a Spanish Tony Pulis. He's a bit harsh, but I mean, with those tactics.
First time.
But I mean, obviously, I back Arteta and stuff, but these recent performances have really let me down. I can't lie about
that. Sorry. Moving ahead through the game, out of 10, what would you give Arsenal's performance today? 3 out of 10.
Oh
wow, very hard.
And that 3 is probably because of Leno. I mean, the rest of the team.
Leno's got the 3 points. Do you felt the Arsenal players across the whole field, they were that bad?
Just especially creatively, and in the midfield we got exposed quite a bit. Obviously, we had, like I said before, we didn't have Thomas Partey or Moel Neni, and granted, Xhaka is just not good enough. And
why was Thomas Partey not in the lineup?
Oh, he had a thigh injury. He picked up just before the international break. I don't think he actually went with Ghana on international duty either.
Oh, I see. So, okay, fair play.
He got taken off for half time against Villa as well, so he is clearly a miss.
Yeah. So with that set in stone, Danny has given Arsenal's performance 3 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What you guys feel? Do get in touch via Twitter or YouTube or follow us on Spotify and Apple, Google playlists, all the good stuff.
Yep. They're incredibly frustrating too.
That leads us to United. Manchester United against West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, that's a completely different discussion. You guys actually got the 3 points.
Yes, bloody hell. I was looking at the stats before the game, and on home form, we are 19th in the league based on home form.
Home form, 19th in the league. But even with those 3 points added on?
Yes. No, I mean, that was before the West Bromwich Albion.
Oh, before the West Bromwich, yes. I was going to say. But
and we have scored only at home this season in the Premier League 2 goals.
Yeah.
Two goals. Our home form has been absolutely dreadful. And looking at it on the game, I watched the game, and the first thing I absolutely went crazy on is Ollie's persistent to start Mata on the right side of the midfield.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of United fans going on about that instead
ahead of Donny van de Beek.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I mean, he must be frustrated about that.
I mean, much like every other fans probably from outside of Manchester United, they're probably scratching their own heads saying, "What the hell?"
Even I was scratching their head, like, why is a veteran of Mata? Why is he getting ahead of Donny van de Beek?
Yes,
who by the way played really well for Holland on international duty.
Yeah, exactly, and he scored as well, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
And to be frank, Mata, he got taken off in the second half. His second half, he was non-existent, and I was absolutely baffled. The selection problem is the problem again. Donny van de Beek was a big star signing for us.
Yeah. £35 million,
yes, and he was one of the best players for Ajax over the last couple of seasons. One of the most.
Yeah, he was with that golden generation with the likes of Frankie de Jong.
Exactly. Yeah. For us to snap him up that much was a bit of a steal, but then not to persist on playing the likes of Mata. I wasn't surprised that he didn't take off Mata for Lingard. That's how.
Lingard is he even in the Premier League squad?
I have no idea.
He's gone. He's
all over the place. But his days numbered. But that was baffling in terms of the performance.
That's another thing.
It was. I mean, we got the 3 points, but the performance was absolutely dreadful.
So it was similar to us, but you guys got the win.
Yeah, and Ollie is persisting playing as 2 CDM in front of a back 4, which baffles me, playing against West Bromwich Albion, who are 18th in the league.
Even though they're one of the worst teams in the league, they did actually perform.
And we played with 2 CDMs, which shows that Ollie doesn't trust the centre backs that we have, even though we spent a lot of money on them. And it just baffles me. We got the 3 points, but the game itself was such a dreadful game to watch.
It was drab, yeah. It was very drab, and you needed, of course, VAR to turn it in your favour and Bruno Fernandes.
To be frank,
the most dramatic thing was like literally a minute before you guys got the penalty.
Yeah,
West Brom had the penalty. Something happened. I think they missed it.
Which I felt that it was a penalty, like hand on.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a missed it. The VAR chalked it off. Sorry,
yeah.
And then you guys went the other end and then took a penalty.
Yes.
You had it saved. I was like, Fernandes has missed, and then VAR makes you retake encroachment of the goalkeeper.
To be honest, we were getting a few decisions go our way with the VAR, and that brings us into the VAR situation.
Yeah, it's very controversial these days, isn't it? I mean, even today in the Arsenal game, there's like a handball. Obviously, they used it well to send off Pepe, but there was an incident with the Leeds defender and a handball. And it's in a lot of games, not just our games, but in pretty much all the games, it's like it's a talking point, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, you look at the Man City game where there was a clear handball, and Kevin De Bruyne came out in the interview and said he's been in professional football for 9 years, 7.
And I don't even know the rules.
7 years. They didn't change anything, but for 2 years they keep changing it. He doesn't even know the rules. I mean, he hit the arm. He clearly hit the arm, and there was a millimeter section where they showed a picture of it where. In your biceps, halfway through your biceps is the green section. So if he hits if the ball hits anywhere between
like a certain region of your arm, and if you hit it, that is a handball.
It's a shambles, man. Like, why technology? The game should be kept beautiful, right? I do understand certain technology coming in, like the goal line technology. That is brilliant.
Yeah, that was a great addition. Especially after the Lampard thing in 2010.
The Germany, I remember.
Yeah, that incident. That he needed it after that.
Yeah, I mean that is absolutely brilliant, right? VAR works, like it works in other sports like NFL, stuff like that. It works. But I think the education around the footballing side of it, the footballing world is a shambles. They don't know how to use it. They don't know how to...
that's the thing with VAR. The actual idea of it is fantastic, but the practicality and how they use it is wrong. Like they use it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
And the idea of it is fantastic, but they don't use it right. That's the problem.
And one of the worst things about the VAR situation is the inconsistency. I mean, it's almost as inconsistent as Manchester United's form. Like one week,
exactly.
you see a penalty given but in the same penalty in another match, VAR review, it doesn't get given. It's like shambles.
It's like penalties that shouldn't be given are given, and penalties that like deserve to be given aren't given. It's like, what's going on there? Like, especially the last couple of games, I've realised that.
Yeah, and it baffles me a little bit. Like the Premier League is the richest league in the world, most watched league in the world. Money pours in left, right, centre, sponsorship. Imagine the advertisement to that in the rest of the world to get shambles.
It's like, what is going on? This is supposed to be the most watched or best league in the world. It's happening. And this fracas is happening.
I genuinely believe. I want to know your thoughts as well. Like going forward, do you feel that VAR should be scrapped, or is it too late in the game where it's been implemented and everyone's kind of used to it, sort of, that it is here to stay in the long run?
Well, that is a tough question. You put me on the spot there. But like, it's like, I do rate the idea of VAR, like I just said, but if they don't use it in the right way, then I really don't know about it. Obviously, you're going to get heated either way, aren't you? Whichever way you say it. But if you're saying support of it, like, why are you in support of that when they're not even using it right and it's causing so much controversy and you can't even enjoy the beauty of the game in real time anymore? It's like, oh, I've scored a goal, but no, they're having a look.
So I
have to wait like a couple of minutes to see if he actually can.
You made a very, very valid point, actually. Like,
exactly.
You scored a goal, but why do you need to have a look? Like,
like, I can't celebrate yet. I can't even have a dance or a I have to go upstairs and have a look on the TV.
Yeah, it's shambles. For me personally, I think it's here to stay, no matter how much we hate it. But I think people need
it ain't going away, especially now they introduced it. So.
Yeah, it's not going to go away. They spend too much money on it and too much training and advertisement on it.
I guess we'll have to learn to live with. That's modern football, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm afraid going forward, it's gonna be the case. It's gonna be a lot more controversy. I guess the more controversy there is, the more it's going to be talked about. The more people will be viewing it in social media. The more money will pour in. It's all about the money.
Yeah. And I think they love the controversy, like,
it creates
they profit off of that, don't they? The drama, Exactly.
Obviously, if you're in the receiving end of it, then it's not nice.
Yeah, it's all right when it's against it's another team. Or you're watching as a neutral, but it's going for you. But in another situation, when it's against you, then it's you'll be fuming, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely fuming. I do want to add a bit of a subject. I know we said that we're going to move on to the Pep's contract extension, but before that, I do want to talk about while we're still talking about the Premier League, Spurs.
Oh wow! As an Arsenal fan, this will be difficult for me.
Yes,
even for you, I'm sure you guys hate Spurs as well.
We had to do that with Man City, but the thing with Man City is that eventually they are actually fake because they've just been poured with money, right?
Yeah, it's like Chelsea; they've just been influxing money. It's not like Arsenal, United, Liverpool.
Yeah, where they built up their foundation and
they built it up. Yeah, their foundation exactly.
What do you think about Jose Mourinho's and Spurs? Just to give a bit of a context, right? November 8th, I tweeted out saying that Spurs will win the Premier League.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was thinking, you sound a bit crazy, but now you're not. You're sounding less crazy now.
How is Spurs for you performing? What has been surprising for you?
Yeah, look, I hate to say it, but I think Spurs are levels ahead of us right now. If you asked me this maybe 2016 or 15, I'd say Arsenal's well ahead of Spurs, but right now it's reversed. They're all which I hate to say, but Spurs, they look like they know what they're doing, and even with us, I know we've got like a process to trust and whatnot, but right now I don't even see what the process is with us. But in terms of Spurs, they look like they know what they're doing. They've employed a top class coach. Fair enough. They got rid of Pochettino, which I don't particularly agree with because he took them to the Champions League final.
Good job. He's done a good.
Even though he didn't win it, he took them there, which is like one of their greatest achievements in the last decade. Even if they didn't win the trophy, but at the same time, Daniel Levy is gone and he's actually replaced him with another world class coach.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's bringing the best out of the likes of Son and Kane.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if you play Fantasy Premier League. I play Fantasy
I do,
League, and I've had Son and Kane in my team.
Yeah, with both of them. I just have Son.
from day one, and
I don't know about
getting me a lot of points. It just shows that Mourinho,
yeah, a lot of points.
Yes, he's got the team playing, but his focal attack points are Son and Kane.
Yeah, and them two look like the partnership that's going to propel them up to the top. But hopefully, I hope they don't win it. But I'm
I mean, to be frank, Mourinho is a serial winner. He's got a lot of things to prove, especially after what has happened at Manchester United.
And exactly, it's his redemption season.
Yeah, and even the previous managerial where Chelsea, he got practically kicked out of the club. So he's had a barren 4 or 5 years where people are questioning him a lot. So I think
but remember, respect, man.
Yes, respect, man. I remember that. But I think him coming in and kind of changing Spurs, and you can see what he's trying to do. And I genuinely believe, I know it's a bit crazy. I know it's a bit crazy, but I genuinely believe that Spurs, we're going to get a Leicester this season, and I think Spurs is going to be the Leicester of 2020.
Yeah, you see that this has got the 2015-16 season vibes in the sense that everyone's like messing up, everyone's beating everybody. It seems like a wide open season, and anyone could really win. You could have a shock winner on our hands, just like Leicester of that season. So you got a point. I don't want them to win it.
Yeah,
they're the only ones
that I'm sure you don't want them.
Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, yeah, exactly. It's like a worst nightmare.
For me personally, right, I like Mourinho. The reason why I like him, because I just absolutely love his press conferences and the drama he brings.
Yeah, his personality, his tactic, everything.
I do understand that looking from outside, you'll hate Mourinho, right? Like as a rival fan, he's one of those managers that you will love to have him in the team. But
exactly, I'd have loved to have had him after we sacked Emery. I ain't gonna lie. he wouldn't have to fix those players up. I don't think he agreed with our system.
Yeah, and him being at United, I felt that he should have. He's been let down.
He was let down at United, definitely.
Yeah, he finished second, the highest since the Premier salary.
You finished second. You won a Europa League. You won a League Cup. I think
he did the transfer budget, which he ended up getting only Fred that summer. Fred was absolutely obviously came out.
He didn't get the backing from the owners. Like if you get the backing to get the right players.
Yeah, look at Spurs. This is technically his second season, and he's got the back.
Yeah, I think the first season he was getting used to it, and now he's really got used to it.
Yeah, he came in, I think, around the December time or something like that, isn't it? And with Spurs.
Yeah, it was like just the first couple of months in. After that 7-2.
So he come in and building, and you can see he's been backed by his chairman, and Gareth Bale being a big transfer coming in. Yeah, and you can see as soon as he's backed with the players that he needs, he's a different kind of Jose Mourinho. And we must understand that Jose Mourinho has been a winner wherever he went. So he knows how to win leagues.
Yeah, he's a decorated manager everywhere he's been.
Yes, yeah. I mean, as a Gooner, I do understand you hating him, and
well, yeah, I hate him as a rival manager, but I'd love to have him on our team. I'd be lying if I didn't say that,
So, that's my segment around. Do you want to add anything to that?
Definitely. I'd love to have him at our club, but it's like. For Spurs fans, it's fantastic to see what he's doing. So it'll be really interesting to see how the season unravels with him, especially with how the open the season's being. So
and that actually goes nicely into our next segment, because we have talked about how this season could be a season like what Leicester had with Spurs in the league. The reason why I kind of want to bring that up is because the next segment is Liverpool, right? Because Liverpool, I felt that. And I'm sure a lot of people have kind of thought they're going to win the league again. They're the ultimate favourites. However, the injury has piled up.
If they have their full team sheet, then they'll definitely be challenging again. But right now, half the team is injured, isn't it? So
I mean, you got Van Dijk out, Joe Gomez out for long term. You got Trent.
Joe Gomez long term as well.
Yeah, you got Joe Gomez had an operation, isn't it, last week, so he'll be out for.
Surgery. So he'll be out for some
time. Van Dijk's got the bigger injury, so he's
Van Dijk's got the ACL, anterior
cruciate. I think massive. Trent is out, and Andrew Robertson.
All of them.
Yeah, so Andrew Robertson got injured.
Van Dijk,
Gomez, injured in the internationals. It's actually, in fact,
they're going to be playing with like a one at the back formation at this rate.
Yeah. In fact, Danny, I can actually give you the live lineup because the match kicks off very soon.
Go ahead.
Surprisingly, Robertson is in the lineup.
Also, I mean, he must have been all right.
So they've got Matip and Fabinho as a centre back.
Oh yeah, Matip. Fabinho can play there.
Yeah, I thought he was injured, but he's clearly back.
Yeah, Matip is only recognised on this fit at the moment. They have the main ones.
Milner playing on the right back. I mean, those are decent, good players. But
so who's playing a right back?
Natural position, is it? Like Milner and Fabinho. You don't expect them to be on the defence that much. They're more for midfield defensive players.
Yeah, who's a right back? Sorry,
right back is Milner.
Oh, Milner. Oh, so he's not even an out-and-out right back either. So there you go. They're having to change around positions.
Yeah. And obviously, if I was Vardy does start, but
Vardy.
licking my lips.
Yeah. Who else is the forward line of Leicester? Is it Jamie Vardy and Maddison?
I can see. Let me just have a quick look for you. It's Maddison, Vardy. Yeah. So those.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to penetrate that.
Yeah, I mean,
back line.
They will be 100%. This is the chance to beat Liverpool. I think a lot of teams going into playing against Liverpool now for the next few weeks at least will think, hang on, before
we got a chance here to take advantage.
Yeah, and they will take advantage, and that's what the thing with the Premier League at the moment. That's why I feel that with Liverpool being so strong as they are, the long-term injury to the best player, Van Dijk, defensively, and his partner in crime, Joe Gomez, along with obviously Trent is not fully fit, Andrew Robertson does start surprisingly, but I think that's probably he's playing through some injection today or whatever. I don't know, it's decimated. It just shows the Premier League sort of title race or the top 4, top 2 finish wide open.
Yeah, don't forget, obviously, Mo Salah has COVID right now as well.
Yes. Actually, good.
So who's actually starting up front? Is it? I'm guessing it's Jota.
That's a very good point. Yeah, Jota, Firmino, Mane, because Mo Salah has.
That's still a decent front line. I think Jota's actually done quite well at Liverpool.
Mane, Firmino are very, very good players. Jota has been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been great since he's signed for Liverpool.
Yeah. So I mean, Liverpool do have strength in depth, but it's going forward. They're very strong. Still very strong.
Even without Salah.
Yes, but in the back with Van Dijk missing is such a huge. I mean, I remember back.
Yeah, Van Dijk he's one of the world's best players.
He's as much as I hate to say it, as a United fan, he's the best back in the world.
The best centre back, definitely.
I used to remember when Vidic for us, I wasn't. Ferdinand was very good, but Vidic for us.
Yeah, Vidic was just a different class. I'll say that as an Arsenal fan, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, whenever he picked up an injury, which was very rare,
I would
panic.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel Liverpool are at the moment. And because of that situation, we're not looking at 1 month injury or a 2 weeks injury. These are 4, 5, 6 months worth of injuries.
Well, I think the ACL typically rules you after the rest of the season. If that's true, if you can't recover earlier than that, then
we also talk about the injury, right? Like ACL maybe 6 months, right? But it doesn't mean that after 6 months he can start playing totally. It's going to take him at least another month to get fit.
It's like a rehabilitation.
Yeah, so I genuinely believe Van Dijk is out for the rest of the season, and Liverpool. As much as I want to say sorry for them, I'm actually having a absolutely fantastic time.
Obviously, you don't celebrate injuries here, but obviously, it's blowing the league.
Get off it, Liverpool. We don't celebrate. Of course, we celebrate injuries.
You cruel guy.
Anyone saying otherwise is lying.
Oh.
I mean,
but it is an advantage for us rival teams, obviously, but we have to perform ourselves.
Yes,
right now.
That's absolutely a good point. We exactly. Anyone can have a lot of injuries, but if your own team is not performing, then
there's no point.
You're not taking advantage of it, really, is it?
Yeah, exactly. We need to capitalize on the situation now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, sticking on the subject of the Premier League and how wide it's open due to Liverpool's injury, I'm surprised that Everton is starting to fall behind a little bit.
They are falling behind. They did win today. The 3-2. I mean, it was more of a first half show.
Yes, it was a tough
against Fulham,
but they managed to do it.
Thanks to Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah,
I know I'm always speaking gospel about him, but he's been fantastic this season.
Yes, I mean,
he's been scoring all the goals.
A transformation from under Ancelotti.
Yeah, and he's been the main striker. I believe he's top scorer in the Premier League.
I believe so. Yes. He's. I think him and Kane or Son, between them. I haven't.
Yeah, he's going to be between them.
In fact,
there we
go. I've got the results right here now. Actually, Dominic Calvert-Lewin 10 goals, Son with 9, Jamie Vardy with 8, Salah with 8.
Oh wow!
So I mean, he's a top scorer, and
this season he'll be looking for that golden boot if he keeps this up.
Yeah, Everton started off fantantastically strong.
Yeah, they had a bit of a rough patch in between with the last 2 guys before the international break. And today they did. They played decent. They got the win.
Yeah, and obviously the likes of Aston Villa, we all know it, and the way that
they did lose, but obviously they beat us. Don't want to get started on that, but you got likes of Jack Grealish. They've been playing fantastic too. So watch out for them.
That leads us to one of our other segments, sticking on the subject of title challenges. You can say.
Yeah, that could be anyone this season.
Man City. What, Danny? Talk us through Man City. What happened to them? They are just before you start. They are 13th in the table as of right now.
Exactly, they're lower than Arsenal.
Yeah, they are lower than Arsenal, United, Wolves, Crystal Palace, West Ham.
That's a narrative, isn't it?
Talk to me. What's happening at Man City? Talk to me.
I honestly don't know. Like, I remember watching I think it was at home to Leicester, and they got beat 5-2, and I just saw that thinking, what's going on here? I know Leicester's been decent as well, but Pep Guardiola, he's had a chat with the owner, and he's actually signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah, we'll discuss that a little bit.
Yeah, that's something. It just leaves me thinking, like, what ambitions has he got at the club? Does he want to go for the league again, or does he want to try and win the Champions League? But right now, they're not even.
I was kind of like curious. I did kind of investigate just a little bit as to what's happening at Man City. Is there like player problems
behind the scenes? Something going on.
Obviously, Pep's mum passed away not long in this season.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of reports coming out that has significantly affected him mentally. And Pep's been a winner. Or at least the challenger, certainly not after 8 games going to be 13th, right? None of his teams are. And I think, do you think that has had a mental effect on him to be able to go into a football game and think, I want to do well, or kind of think like his mind is off it?
Yeah, that's definitely, you got a case for that. Like, I think that's affected him mentally. He might not be the same 100% coach that he usually is, pushing his players and getting the tactics right. His mind might not be fully in the game. Like, you got to think, it's not just players that have to be fully in the game. The coaches have to be fully in the game as well.
Yes. I don't know if build up and motivation and team talks and everything. And I think you're right. I think that has had a mental effect on him, 100%. Obviously, mum passing away is a big thing. It's not as if somebody else that you or friend or whatever, which can affect anyone differently. But mum passing away is a big thing. Another big thing I did read as well, which I'm sure you'll be kind of interested to talk about a little bit more, is Mikel Arteta, right? Yeah. Ever since he left Man City, Man City have not been the same. Yes, they've scored goals.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good assistant. He was a really good assistant coach to Pep. Yeah, he won the league.
I did read that. Arteta was a very, very good at Man City. A very good man manager.
He's a good number 2 as well. Yeah.
So it just shows that we're not going to question Pep because he is tactically a genius, but Arteta certainly had a big effect on the team while he was there, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like Pep's wingman in a way towards the team.
Yeah, he's been his understudy for God knows how many years, and he's learned a lot from Pep.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously he could be that extra voice in the team, and obviously he's not there.
Yeah, and I believe, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I do believe that Man City don't have a number 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any assistant coach that Pep has.
I think they need a number 2, especially.
Is that since we took Arteta off? Yeah. So the whole of this year.
Yeah, since you guys took Arteta, they didn't hire a number 2.
So this year they haven't been the best.
Me a little bit with the resources that Man City have and the the squad size. You need another person to be able to help out.
I'm surprised you didn't go and look for another assistant manager, especially what he's been through. You might.
Yes, I think Man City probably are or should be considering. Obviously what Pep is going through now, they might be thinking, hang on, this guy needs a bit of a help. And we trust him, and we'll come back to his contract extension. That's the trust situation, but we need to help him. I think for me, the board probably hasn't helped him enough in that situation. For me, if the manager who's giving you so much has done some great stuff and is going through problems, at least employ a number 2 to kind of give Pep a bit of a day off or 2 in the training and let the number 2 carry on.
Yeah, exactly. That would be another option.
I mean, we don't know what's happening in the background. Obviously, these are just our thoughts, but valid thoughts, I think.
Yeah, definitely. He just hasn't been the same manager this season, and obviously, we need to see them pick up in a way. Yeah, with the other top teams.
Yeah. In talking about Man City, keeping the subject of Man City, where do you think realistically now that they've played 8 games now? Sorry. Where do you think they'll realistically end up? They're not going to win the Premier League, surely.
Well, surely, but this season you just don't know. This 2021 season, we just don't know. But it's really open. It's really difficult to predict it. But I still think they'll finish in the top maybe 6. But it's hard to say where exactly they'll finish, especially with the way they're going. But they do have the depth there. I mean, they've signed some good players like Nathan Ake. Ferran Torres, a Spanish wonder kid. He's pretty good as well. I still don't know how they managed to pick him up for £20 million. Did you see the 6-0 again? You're a Germany fan, aren't you?
It's a party, right?
Like, yeah, aren't you a Germany fan?
Absolutely,
that 6-0. Yeah, he scored a hat-trick in that, didn't he, in the international break? I won't remind you too much about it, but he's a fantastic player.
Like, against United, I think.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Going back to a question, I think they're going to finish in the top 4. I don't think they're going to win the Premier League. I think there's something not right about Man City.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't think they're going to win the Premier League either. It's hard to say who. That's
what I kind of think this season with Liverpool, with the way that they are, Man City, the way that they are.
United, Spurs seem like the ones that have the.
And Spurs seems to be the only stable team. Obviously,
they seem the ones that arranged. Everyone else is just all over the place.
Obviously, like Chelsea is there, but with Lampard being such a junior manager, I don't think.
Yeah, he's an inexperienced man. He has the assets.
I think
the financial backing.
Down the line, as he gets more and more used to the game, experience as well, I think Chelsea could be a force.
I think over the years, if they do obviously keep hold on to him, and he gets used to the new influx of players. And
with Spurs, maybe it does seem like right now they're the most stable team out of the top.
And of course we obviously spoke about how good Mourinho is on his day.
Yeah.
I think Spurs right now are the only team that really look like they want it. So we'll have to see how things pan out.
Okay, so I'll pass the next segment on to you. You can lead it, talk about it. Pep's 2-year contract extension. Talk to me about it. What do you think the decision was behind that?
Yeah, I did hear that he had talks with Khaldoon Al Mubarak, which is the actual owner of the Man City, and he must have said something to convince him about the project and what he intends to do in the future, because they haven't won the Champions League yet, but somehow every season they seem to be seen as some kind of favourite. Like I think last year did they make it to the semi-finals? I believe.
No, they didn't even go to the semi-finals.
Quarterfinals. Sorry, they made it. They were always like around that last 8, last 4. They're always around that category. I think in 2019 they went. I think they lost to Spurs or in the quarterfinals as well. Yeah, Son Heung-min and everything. So they always come close, but I think it's about time they get Pep gets the backing to try and go and win the Champions League, because he's that type of manager. He's going to be looking for that type of title. He's won it with.
You touched on him talking to the owners there. There must have been a background agreement, like okay, fair enough, we're going to give you or whatever
money to go and get those extra players in the depth in the squad.
And looking at the depth of the squad, they got quality squad, but Messi does seem like a situation where he can come now to the Man City. He can come now to the Premier League, isn't it? Next year's contract expires.
Obviously, Lionel Messi's the saga that happened in the summer of his transfers and how Man City were one of the top places for him to go.
Yeah, and I think with the situation, relationship with Pep and Messi, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think after this season, they might consider buying him. I heard that they might not be willing to pay the wages, because I heard it's something really astronomical, like €1 million a week or something like that.
What Messi's wages is that his contract expires next season, which means City don't have to, or whoever club don't have to.
They don't have to obviously agree the transfer fee or pay that stupid 700 million or something release clause that it is.
And
he's going to come in.
It could be the last sort of swan song of Messi, like as he.
Yeah, it'll be like his swan song of his career, and you got to think that he's 34 years old. They're going to put that much money into him. He's got virtually no resale value. So what do they do after that? The amount of money they're putting into one player. Sure, he's one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, and you can see him in the Premier League, but then he's got no resale value.
With Pep getting the 2-year extension, he must have been convinced, or there must have been some sort of wording.
That's actually a good point. He might have been convinced of some sort of big money move like that. We'll have to see what happens next summer.
And if anyone's going to win you the Champions League,
it'll be Messi. Exactly as I was touching on before about how his ambition should be to win that Champions League, seeing as they get close every season, like somewhat close anyway. And Messi could be the propeller.
Hasn't won the Champions League since he left Barcelona. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Oh my! He didn't win it at Bayern Munich.
No, he didn't.
He was very successful with trophies in the domestic part.
I follow Bayern Munich a lot, right? A lot of people called him a failure, and he was a failure at Bayern Munich, right? Allow me to explain. So the reason why a lot of people called him a failure at Bayern Munich is, yes, he played fantastic football, and he's won the league with Bayern Munich, which is expected because Bayern Munich is just too strong in Germany, right? You'll expect any manager going in, the first thing is you're expected to win the league, right? It's the Champions League that you should be winning. The manager before that, he won the treble before he left.
Who was before that?
I cannot remember. Hornsman or something like that. I can't remember. He retired. So he won the treble before he left. He was a very good manager anyway. Proper Bayern man through and through. I think he played his playing careers at Bayern as well. So he won the treble, which includes the Champions League before he left. So obviously Pep coming in, he never got to win the Champions League with Bayern. So
he was very successful on the domestic. He was just a Champions League lacking, so similar to what he's doing at Man City.
Yeah, so that's why people are calling Pep a failure in Germany, because he never got to win the Champions League, whereas the previous manager won the Champions League, obviously won the domestic.
And of course he's going to want to get rid of that kind of stereotype at Man City.
Yeah, because with Man City, the amount of the resources he's getting, it's frankly not good enough to
like he got 20 million to sign Ferran Torres and then Nathan Ake, but he wants to sign like a European mega like Messi, like that kind of big money.
Season he spent like over £200 million defense alone. He
spent astronomical money for a defense that didn't even win they gave into winning the title last season.
With Man City situation, like the old guard, like Vincent Kompany, Fernandinho, Sergio Aguero, Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, they're all aging,
have left the club. Man City.
Like Vincent Kompany's aging. I mean, he's aged and left, and Sergio Aguero's aging. Fernandinho's aging. And they need the next generation.
Yeah, and I don't see that with Man City at the moment. I don't see that. Who is the next Sergio Aguero? Like Jesus is not probably good enough to be Aguero.
Yeah, to be the main number 9. I'm not too convinced. I do rate him, but is he as good as Aguero?
I mean, they did replace somewhat Vincent Kompany with Laporte.
Ruben Diaz.
Even now Ruben Diaz, but Laporte was the initial one that came.
Oh yeah, Laporte. He's pretty solid as well.
With injury, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's quite injury prone.
Yeah, now they went out and bought Ruben Neves, who I absolutely admire, by the way.
Ruben Diaz.
Sorry, Ruben Diaz, not Neves.
Yeah, yes. Well, he's quite young and he's promising defender. Should be a long-term fixture in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly some problems at Man City in the background. I think Pep's mind is not fully on the game.
It's stuff that's happened off the pitch, but there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, and for him to sign 2-year contract just like that, I genuinely believe.
Yeah, I was actually quite baffled. Like, they don't seem to be having a solid direction.
Yeah, because to be frank, what has Pep done extra that other Man City managers haven't done? Because the other City
he's won the Premier League,
isn't it? So he hasn't really done anything extra. I mean, he was solely bought into, but And
plus, he hasn't won the Premier League season in season out. He had Liverpool last season, and I think 2017 we had Chelsea. So he hasn't been like a straight cut road for him in the Premier League.
I think with Pep, the situation with Man City and Pep is they don't know where to go. Like, who's going to be the manager replacing Pep right now? Nobody's around. Nobody. Like, Klopp would be good, but Klopp is Liverpool. So if they sack Pep, which any other manager they would have sacked by now, the way that he's performing and not winning the Premier League.
Yeah, because it's the name of Pep Guardiola, that big name of him. Of course, he just signed a new deal.
So who do we get? If I was Man City, who the hell do we get? So.
Exactly. I can't think of many other than Allegri, maybe Pochettino.
Yeah. So that's why I think behind the scenes something must have happened. There must have been an agreement, and definitely they probably said, "Look, we're going to bring you Messi,
financial backing,
more money, 2 years. You got 2 years to win the Champions League. Go for it."
And we'll see you from there. We'll take you from there, basically. And I'm not convinced at all at the moment, but we'll see how things pan out, and let's see if they become more active in coming transfer windows with that financial backing that they claim to have.
So that's pretty much all the main topics that we wanted to cover. Is there anything else that's in footballing world that you want to talk about?
There's of course transfer news and rumours. I think there's a couple of rumours come out for Arsenal. I don't know about you guys. With Arsenal, we've had a couple. Obviously, this season we've had a massive problem with creating chances, like I was saying earlier on. I did hear a commentator saying in the Leeds match that he's actually gone over 7 hours of football where he seems to have scored an outfield goal, which is just mind-bogglingly atrocious. And you're like, you guys are complaining about United, but at least you guys are creating chances. Like I saw the West Brom game yesterday. You guys were creating with Martial, Rashford. Yeah, and we don't even have a creative player like out and out one like that. Obviously, you have Ozil, but Arteta seems to not want to use him, and something to do with the board. That's another topic.
So probably something that topic maybe we can cover. One of the topics is Ozil next week. I think that will be.
Yeah, we could definitely cover that. Yeah, but obviously, as I was saying about transfer news, like we're trying to go for a creative player. And I don't know if you know, but there's a guy on Twitter, this Arabian journalist, who actually broke the Thomas Partey deal. It's called the AFC Bell, and basically he tweets stuff in Arabic, and then people just go crazy about it because like, he's just like some kind of special inside source. And obviously, he must be, because he knew about the Thomas Partey deal, and everyone was writing it off. It came to deadline day, everyone's frustrated. We didn't sign Hussein. What are we going to do from here? I can't see us signing Thomas Partey if you can't even pay the money for our. So, but he was still convinced. He was like, when the deal is done, we do not want any praise or thanks. That was to quote him specifically. Exactly, he's like a stylish exit, And then Partey signed, and he was like posting those photos, like, yeah, I told you guys, I predicted it. And now he's predicting that we're going to sign. We'll go ahead and sign Hussein probably next summer.
Wow! I mean,
in January. Yeah, that's his prediction. And if anything is to, if you're going to go by track record, then he probably has got a good chance of being right. If he was right about the Partey deal, and he did say about
you guys were linked with Oya for a while over the summer as well.
Yeah, the whole entire summer, like you were just scrolling to our feeds every day, like thinking, is there going to be some movement on this deal? And then obviously in the end, it didn't get done. We was frustrated, but we got Partey. We said, we'll go forward with this season, see how it goes. But Partey isn't that creative player. He's like a solid engine, like N'Golo Kante. Yeah, or maybe like a better version of Fred. No offense.
No. It's fine. It's absolutely.
But yeah, I've always said it that Aouar is a completely different player to Partey, because he's a creative player that opens up the gaps in our team, which clearly we're lacking that type of player right now. He's like Iniesta type of role. I'm not saying he's good as Iniesta, but he's got that type of role. Like he's a number 8 who can open up those gaps. And we've been linked with another Hungarian playmaker who plays for Salzburg. He's called Dominik Szoboszlai. He's 20 years of age. He's really bright, and he's like a number 10 player. He's like a Kevin De Bruyne type of role. Like he's so focused to go and open up those chances. He could be beneficial for players like Pepe and Aubameyang. And apparently we could sign him in January.
Yeah, with the January transfer fast approaching, we're going to start to see a lot more sort of transfer rumors, speculation.
Yeah, we'll have to pick up that information and see what journalists are saying. And then put in our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, going back to United, since we're on the subject of that, we've been obviously, I have been very busy in life, so I haven't been doing my usual transfer videos in my channel.
Yeah, understandable.
However, I have been doing like short videos, like less than 60 seconds.
Yeah, I've seen those shorts.
Sort of like the TikTok version of it. So.
Yeah, I did see you had some rumors like early.
Yeah, the other day.
The golden ball.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but obviously Jadon Sancho rumors are still going strong. And
oh yeah, you got Sancho to target still, just like we've got ours.
Yeah, he's an absolute target. And now looking at it, we need a right winger more than ever. I mean, we play Mata. My God, I don't even know who's our right winger at the moment, but.
You guys already have our right winger at the moment, do you really?
Exactly. And I genuinely believe that, sticking to Sancho, I genuinely believe that obviously we are interested in him still. We are probably still fine.
He'll slot perfectly in there. Like, he's that position that you'll also feel lacking. Obviously, you tried Ousmane Dembele as well, but I don't know if you guys were really into that as much as Sancho.
Yeah. And I think with the situation that we are in now, I think we could be making a move for Sancho again in the January, just like how we did last year with the.
Oh, yeah, so it's like us with Aouar. We just go back in.
Next like how we did against.
January or summer, because I do hear that January windows are quite hard to do, like the big money deals. It does happen, but not as often.
Yeah, I mean, last season we managed to pull off Bruno Fernandes, who.
Yeah, you guys did that, and we obviously signed Aubameyang in January 2018.
So it can happen, but it's a very, very rarity, especially with the pandemic situation that's happening.
Yeah. So obviously finance is a bit harder to come by, obviously, understandably.
But Sancho is definitely a target, and sticking on Sancho, he's had a very poor start to the Bundesliga. He's been heavily criticised.
Has he? It's been more about early, isn't it? Obviously, he's smashing goals.
I think people are saying that his mind is set on the move to Manchester United.
Yeah, he does. He would make a lot of sense. I remember him saying that he was happy to make the move.
I mean, the deal was there to be done. It's just
I remember back in August. I think you guys were pretty confident he was going to get done. Like some Mark Goldbridge.
Yeah.
People like that was pretty adamant.
But it was just the United board that was fluffing around and not making that deal, you can say.
Yeah.
Right. So that leads us almost to an hour. But before we finish up, I want to do kind of the last sort of 10 minutes. non-footballing related news, like in terms of, obviously you're doing a fantastic job with your playlist that you're going to put up in podcast. What is your goals, your end goal, your project? What is your thinking behind this?
It's just to improve my sporting knowledge, I guess, in a way. Obviously, we're doing specifically football, but obviously I'm interested in other sports as well, like cricket, NBA. I know you. I'm not sure if you're into those. I know you're into American sports, I believe.
I haven't watched this season
NFL. Do you follow NBA?
No, I don't follow basketball, unfortunately.
You don't follow that? Yeah, I'm more in terms of American sport. I'm more a fanatic about that. So yeah, that's for me for American sport. Obviously, my main sport is always football, and I'm a massive Arsenal fan. So
I mean, for me, see, with my YouTubing channel, I've started and I know it's a slow burn, and I just with the situation happening in life, I wasn't able to focus on it much.
That's for all of us, really.
I try to do it every now and then to update, people on. I'd even do a match review or preview of the West Brom game. That's how busy I was.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, you could live.
And unfortunately, with my situation, like I can't do live streams that much because the baby.
And you're a family man.
Yeah. Because I would love to do live streams. The people that are in my circle are growing very, very well because they do a lot of live streams. The footballing guys that I kind of knew from 2 years ago, their channels are booming at the moment. But I just I can't do that. So obviously, I'm trying out loads of TikTok stuff.
I've seen. You.
I thought, let me just build that in. I do know a person who I'm very close friends with, who we sort of both started off on our YouTube journey together in a similar time frame, and he's absolutely balling it, and he's told me, he's updated it and told me that TikTok is the way to go to get more.
It can be a good social media to get for influencing. For sure.
And one of my best friends in real life, he's recently passed 1 million views on TikTok. Yes, he's encouraging me as well. So I'm kind of trying to bring in some sort of United content on my TikTok, like a quick 60-second update on transfer.
Oh yeah, I might actually look into stuff like that. Like, obviously, I'm trying to improve and bolster my journalism, and as an Arsenal fan, I might try to open up some kind of fan kind of site or channel, something like along those lines, like what you're doing. Similar, you're kind of inspiration.
I was going to say, like, obviously, us lot being an Arsenal United fan, you definitely try something out Arsenal related on TikTok. Give it a try.
Or even YouTube, like what you're doing with Draco. I could consider that as well. Like
exactly. Expand your horizon. We can have loads of podcasters there. TikTok situation. The great thing about TikTok, one thing I noticed is there is no copyright, so I can get clips, and I have been getting clips last couple of days of great United.
Oh yeah. You can use music. You can use like football clips. And,
exactly. So I've uploaded like a couple of Rooney clips, and I think Ronaldo clips, and it does gain a lot of traction. So.
Oh, it's quite. The algorithm of TikTok is quite favorable for that. Just like
10-second video, everyone watch that, and just do a bit of a call to action. What I do plan to do with the podcast that we're doing, obviously, I do put it on my channel, but say cross platform it, as in put some segments up or put a call to action up on a platform like TikTok or on Instagram.
Yeah, you could put a specific quote. I do believe it's up to 60 seconds in it, so you could put like a specific quote, like to a certain, like if you're talking about a certain player or about managers or
direct audience into our podcast as well. So just to kind of see how it does, and just to have a bit of a feel around the experimentation.
And also we could help for traction to gaining both listeners and future potential guests.
Exactly. And hopefully next Friday we get somebody in, like somebody.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, yeah. By the way, we forgot about the voice message function. We need to future episodes. We should try and get some like phone in questions.
You know what? What I'll do is
we should just try and share the link on social.
What I'll do is I'll request a couple of the guys that I know. Can you, depending on the subject that we're going to talk about next week, one of the subjects we should touch upon is the situation at Barcelona. What's happening at Barcelona at the moment?
Barcelona do about the
and they've won one game in 6.
And On the pitch, they've been awful.
I'll probably, that's probably one of the subjects that we'll discuss. And for those of you that's listening in, and if you're watching on YouTube, leave a message comment section if you made it that far as to what subjects you'd like us to cover.
Yeah.
Also, you can tweet us.
Yeah, we'll share the link to actually send your voice message so you can directly add it to the podcast.
Get involved, guys. Episodes. Get involved. Right, Dan.
Arsenal and United fans and any football fans at all.
Danny, is there any other subjects that you want to touch upon before we sort of end
that? I think that's it, to be fair. We could always preview the next matches, or shall we do that in the next episode? It's up to you.
Next Friday we'll definitely do the
we'll do it on Friday.
Let's talk about the look ahead.
Next weekend matches. And review the European.
Let's have a bit of a look ahead, and next Friday we'll do the situation where we look at the reviews of the European competition that we've been in, and also look ahead to the game over the weekend that whoever we're facing. Who has? Do you know who's playing?
Yeah. Hang on, let me check. It's Europa League, isn't it?
In the Premier League, I can check for you right now because I'm on the PC, so it makes it.
No, but we are playing Wolves next in the Premier League. Wolves and Tottenham Hotspur. Oh my god. After that show against Leeds, we're playing Molde in the Europa League away. So
we got
that should be okay. Away. And then Wolves, Southampton away. Okay, that's a bit more. You have a bit more of a kind fixture running, I should say. Yeah, but we got Wolves. Then we got Spurs. These are not any easier than Leeds, are they? And we got Pepe suspended for that.
The weekend that you are playing Wolves, Spurs are playing Chelsea. That should be a tasty weekend next weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. That should be another crunch.
We're heading towards the section, isn't it? So it's going to be a lot of big juicy games, you can say, coming in.
Yeah, I'm actually really afraid. It's like how we've been struggling to score goals after goal. Then that Leeds game where we probably should have lost the game, even though we managed to get a point. It's still 2 points dropped, and that could cost us further on. I know we beat you guys, but that was a penalty. Obviously, I'm not taking anything away from that. Absolutely, that was amazing, but that was the only seriously good performance this season.
Let's not go down that route.
You're just trying to stop me from. You're trying to stop me from mentioning. Yeah, I had to get it in, but that's the only performance this season where I looked at them for. Yeah, we've generally been good. Today and the City and Leicester, Villa, we have just not been good enough. Things need to change.
Anyway, fantastic podcast again. Yeah. Thank you for.
Fantastic episode. Thanks, my guy.
Before we go, Danny, do you want to shout out to all your links as well? And before I write it down as well.
Obviously, the podcast links from my end: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor. If you go to anchor.fm, the website, if you don't have any of the other services, and search Gunrunner Devil, search on Spotify if you have the membership and whatnot. You should be free to listen to. And obviously, your one is
on my YouTube channel,
Draco Evolve. That should be out.
That should be out
well soon after this
tonight.
Episode goes up. Yeah.
Yep. So my one is Draco Evolve. However, I am very active on Twitter as well, which is at Draco Evolve.
Yeah.
At Draco_Evolve.
That's another one. And would you like to plug your TikTok?
Yes, I will. I will actually think about that next week. How I'm going to approach the TikTok situation podcast as well, because I know I had an account for a while with TikTok. Problem is I never used it. So only recently I started using it, especially the last week or so. I've been uploading videos every day. So I want to kind of see, I want to test out some such situations and see how I can implement the TikTok audience into the podcast.
Yeah, I've seen you've been uploading those shorts to your YouTube channel, haven't you, in terms of transfer news.
Awesome. Just before we go, I've actually completely forgot about talking to you about this. So one of the guys, which is the Red Devil, so shout out to Red Devil, who does watch our podcast, by the way. It's a fantastic supporter of United, a fantastic channel as well. A lot of live streams, and he's uploaded a video last week, which was his episode. It was called, guess what? It's called Red Gunners. So he's got a very good friend.
Red Gunners. Is another
yes. So he's got a very good friend
collaboration podcast.
That is an Arsenal fan, and I went on to it and had a bit of a chat. And I'm happy to say that he said that we've actually inspired him to do one of his podcasts as well. So which is fantastic.
Oh, wow. It's an honor. Yeah, fantastic. Congratulations to him. Best of luck to him on his new journey. Just like
it's fantastic. So Red Devil Studio, I'm so happy that you guys, both of you have looked into our podcast and was.
Yeah, we're happy to know we've inspired you guys.
And you've done your own segment as well. So really happy for that as well. But that's me done. That's episode 3 finally wrapped up.
Yeah, episode 3, fantastic. It's been a couple of episodes. Can't wait to continue and get some more, get some guests in. Hopefully, much more news builds up.
As always, guys, this is Draco signing off, and
as always, it's Danny signing off. It's been
see you guys next week.
See you guys next week.